With the election just 5 days away, voters are turning out in record numbers already. More than 75 million votes have been cast. That's shattering records for early voter turnout in this country.
Yeah, and likely a sign of what's to come on Election Day. More long lines at the polls all across the country. And with us now with more on his state's Election Day preparations, let's bring in the smiling Alabama Secretary of State, John Merrill. Sir, good to have you here with us. And we talked to a lot of secretaries of state and a lot of heads of election commissions all over the country. And we talked so much about early voting. Well, you all are one of the few, a handful of states, Alabama, that doesn't have, you have the absentee you can hand in, but you don't have the traditional early in-person voting. And you say that's a money issue. It's not necessary there. Why?
Well, but look, this is the thing you need to know. We've had a successful administration of our election so far. We're going to continue to have. In spite of the fact that we don't have early in-person voting, we have early in-person voting through the absentee process or in-person voting on Election Day, of course, and then we can also have absentee voting by mail. Now, we've had more than 301,000 people that have already submitted absentee ballot applications, and more than 240,000 people have already voted absentee to date. We know we're going to be north of 300,000 successfully submitted absentee votes. The most in the history of the state prior to this cycle was just 89,000. So we're very, very proud of all the records that we're currently breaking.
Secretary, the Supreme Court sided with you, banning curbside voting there in Alabama. Some people were hopeful in your state, people with severe disabilities, people who were concerned about COVID-19, that they would be able to do so. So explain for us why you're against curbside voting.
Well, I'm against curbside voting in Alabama because it's against the law. And if it's against the law, I'm not supporting it. And we will make it easier for all of our people to vote, as we have done through the absentee process. There's been more than 2 months before today where people could successfully submit their absentee ballots. So we've made every accommodation necessary. All 1,980 polling sites have a way to accommodate all of our ADA voters. We do that in our absentee locations as well. So we always want to make sure that we're making it easy to vote and hard to cheat for all 3,706,736 registered voters in the state of Alabama.
Easy to vote, Secretary, but it is interesting, and I'm curious how you're preparing for what could be astronomically long lines there at the voting polls because of the you can't vote early, and obviously I know you have the absentee voting, but certainly are you expecting a overwhelming number of people, and how are you accommodating that just from a wait time and from a safety issue with COVID-19?
That's the reason why we have additional poll workers on standby. That's the reason why we have additional tabulators, voting machines that are in place in all 1,980 polling sites. So our people will have an easy opportunity to get in, have their voice heard, and their vote counted. We also have electronic poll books that are introduced throughout the state of Alabama. So it will reduce the wait time some 60 to 75%. We believe in being prepared for the successful administration of the election to make sure we have a safe and secure operation for all of our people.
And last thing quickly, we have returns from you all that night. You think we'll have results from your state?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right.
You know, other states in the union are going to be concerned about when they're going to get the results in. The results in Alabama will be known that evening because we set a standard for excellence, not just in football, but in elections as well.
Oh, come on.
It was go there. It was going so well, Secretary. It was going so well. I know you want to say it. Go ahead and say it.
Roll Tide.
Yep.
You know it.
Go Dogs.
I cannot believe you permitted that.
You know what? It was. We were all thinking that you wanted to say it. So, all right.
Well, Secretary Merrill,
and we'll see you at the polls, my friend. We'll see you at the polls.
Secretary Merrill, it is a pleasure. It's good having you, really, and good luck to you all. Thank you for your time. I know it's a busy time, so we'll see you again down the road, hopefully.
Thank y'all.
And Robot, we've talked to a lot of secretaries of state here. We asked that question. They say, well, hopefully, and he was firm.
Absolutely.
We will have it that night.
All right. We will be looking for that. All right. And we want to remind everyone about a helpful resource from our partners at 538. You can check out their How to Vote site for specific details on voting in your state.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.